going on, Jerome's. So we always say teams should be very wary about winning March, but the Vikings have done some fantastic work. Doubling down at positions of need. Kelly and Fries on the interior offensive line, pass rushing defensive tackles with Hargrave and Allen, doubling up on cornerbacks with Murph and Rogers. Akuda is in that mix too, and 2 running backs with Aaron Jones back as well as training for Jordan Mason. You feel good about things, right? And I know we as Vikings fans, we do this over and over and over again, and then we're like Charlie Brown running up to kick the ball, and then the Vikings are, was it Lucy? Yeah, whatever. The Vikings pull away the football, and we're left on our ass, right? But from soup to nuts, top to bottom, this is probably the most talented Vikings roster that we've had in a long time. Now, also looking at the most complete roster as offense, defense, special teams, top to bottom, you're good to go. Like, 'cause 98 Vikings, like, their defense was opportunistic, but it wasn't a shutdown defense by any means. 09 was pretty damn solid, right? 2017 was a good team as well, number one defense in the National Football League. But, I mean, this time around, that defense, if they can get a consistent pass rush and still stop the run and not have to blitz their asses off all the time, that really frees up Flores to do a lot of great things. Plus, I love that Murph is back specifically in the Flores scheme because now you don't have to change everything around and the quarterback doesn't have to learn on the fly because, hey, this is a tough defense to learn. There's a lot of responsibilities, a lot of side adjustments, a lot of communication needed, and it's hard to ask a big-time free agent from the outside or a drafted player to just come in and hit the ground running like Murph can. So I think that's going to be a huge advantage for the Vikings starting off. And then offensively, Will Raggett Sports Illustrated pointed this out. The Viking starters have 6 Pro Bowlers among them. Aaron Jones, C.J. Ham, Justin Friggin Jefferson, T.J. Hawkinson, Ryan Kelly, and Brian O'Neill. This doesn't even include Darisaw, who is Pro Bowl caliber level, but hasn't played a full season. Right? And frankly, he got snubbed in the Pro Bowl voting in 2022. Argument for another day. All right, but this offense has a chance to be really fun because they can run the ball with the interior offensive line redone. Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason. Aaron Jones getting some work taken off his plate. He's fresher later in the season. Jordan Mason just punching people between the tackles. Rondale Moore on some jet sweeps. Come on, son. J.J. McCarthy and his mobility. I mean, his Josh Allen adjacent mobility. Getting out there and airing it out with a hose for an arm off a play action. Woo. It's a lot of fun, man. Because there hasn't been a time that I can remember. And, we've been talking about the Vikings in the draft for a long time. But there hasn't been a moment where I've been this bullish on the team heading into the draft. Because a lot of seasons, you're like, okay, we need to come away with this position. We need to come away with that position. You don't have that vibe with this year's draft. Because Kwesi, like we mentioned, has done a phenomenal job doubling and tripling down at all positions of need in free agency and trades. And now you're able to do whatever the hell you want in the draft. You can stick and pick. You can take Derek Harmon, the defensive tackle from Oregon. You can take tight end Colson Loveland, reunite him with J.J. McCarthy, the pride of Michigan. You could go offensive line, Gray Zabel, Booker from Alabama, Jackson from the Ohio State. You could go wide receiver, LB3 from Mizzou. You could go cornerback, Siobhan Ravel. You could go safety, Nick Emenwari. I mean, you could go linebacker if Hottie Campbell is there. There's so many options that you can go BPA. But why would you take a linebacker or an edge rusher? I don't know. It's like why the Vikings took a running back in 2007, even though Chester Taylor's coming off a 1,000-yard rushing season in 2006. That's why, even with 2 1,000-yard receivers on the Rooster in 1998, they took a chance on Random Mouse coming out of Marshall University. Go Thundering Herd. That's right, man. So this is really exciting because from top to bottom, this roster is talented. They're deep, and they can get after things. And I know that Kwesi had a lot to do after that 2022 draft, and he's done it. Because one of the reasons why the Vikings have gone so hard in the paint in free agency the last 2 years is because of the 2022 draft. And that's what happens, where if you're not hitting on draft picks, not getting starters, and especially not getting depth pieces, you have to go shopping. Right? And as we always say, free agency is a tax on teams that don't draft well. But Kwesi and Brzezinski have done a great job managing free agency. They're not overspending. They're getting value free agents. They're cash flowing well. and they're attacking free agency smartly. And that's something that you got to respect. And now we can just do whatever the hell we want in the draft. And I can't wait to see what Flores and this defense can do in year 3. And this offense has a chance to be a juggernaut. What do you take away? Because now that your offensive line is sutured up, you can't just forklift the center into the quarterback's lap. Vikings can run the ball. Play action is viable. You can't double and triple or bracket Jefferson anymore. And what are you going to do? And then all of a sudden, when you have everyone covered, you got Rondale Moore on a little bubble screen or a jet sweep, and woo, 4, take him to the house. Gotta love it, man. And as we said a bunch, this is the best situation for a first-time starting quarterback in NFL history. If J.J. McCarthy can't succeed with this and Kevin O'Connell and Josh McCown, maybe he can't succeed. Either way, he's set up for success, and I cannot wait. And I know it's March. I know it's hyperbolic. I know it's everything like that. But honestly, right now, on paper, on purpose, it's one of the most talented Vikings teams I've seen in my life. You might have to go back to 75 for the old hats out there, right? But no, this team is revved up, ready to go. I can't wait. I can't wait to see how they disappoint us. Now, have faith one time. Hey, J.J. McCarthy and Kevin O'Connell are going to win a dozen Jerome Bars in the next 10 years, but that first one is going to hit like, baby's going to have lips like morphine. Come on, son. Anyways, that's it. Vikings roster talented. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, no production value.